Wait, man, I'm not live yet. Hold up. These niggas scored too much. All right, go ahead. Peace, power, and profit, everybody. Welcome, Urban Economic Empowerment Show. We gonna talk some current affairs, and hopes you guys chime in. I'm sure you guys are aware of some of the current events, from natural disaster to economic halts to port delays, etc. So we're gonna go in. I got my brother Chris with me. Fasten your seatbelts, cause he on one today. Let's get it, Chris. Let's go.
Yeah, so I had customers uh asking me about you know, well, I'm not gonna say asking. Some of them were asking like what what is going on? Is it gonna stop, food from coming being imported and that type of thing. And you had a lot of people panic buying. I seen a video where some people at Costco. It was like 1,000 people in Costco panic buying because of the strikes. So even though the deal is sealed until January 15th, I believe, um, I would not uh, I would not take this lightly
Yep.
in the least bit. And there could be another strike. So you just got to think about it from all the vantage points because, the main thing is wages. People busting their ass, they working hard, but, prices on goods and services are still inflated, even though inflation has came down, so to speak. So what that really is deflation, which means or mean disinflation, which means inflation is coming down, but the prices on goods and services are still high. So we haven't got into a deflationary period as of yet. But saying that to say, you know, wages, wages is the problem. It's not keeping up with inflation. So think about it like this. Think about the real average uh, inflation percentage, right? You know, the Bureau of Labor Statistics has their data, which everybody get in the media or the news, which is like I think 2.5 or 2.3%. But in actuality, your housing prices, your grocery prices, and so forth and so on is like 25% up from like 2020, 2019. So what these companies, are they do understand, but they just don't care because they gotta keep their profits for themselves and their shareholders. So you think about all of that together, you not, you may be making high five figures, maybe six figures, but it don't feel like it because everything is still high.
Mm-hmm.
This is why people have a bunch of conversations like, well, yeah, you can't survive on this amount of money in this economy because, everything is, still high despite the, annual inflation percentage being low. But that doesn't change the prices of goods and services. So some things have went down and other things are still at its current peak. So yeah, you're gonna have strikes. You're gonna have workers, that's working, some of the most important jobs in an economy, which is, uh, shipping containers, ports. These people, this is not easy work, not easy work at all. So, yes, they're gonna strike and want more money because
Mm.
that's hard labor, hard labor. Yes, you get paid decent, but it's still hard labor, and it's not enough money when you gotta work that hard. And then not only that, they're also starting to bring in automation or AI to
Mm-hmm.
start doing some of the jobs. So now you competing just to stay higher, which a lot of people are not paying attention to and not really understanding the necessity for, skills, learning some of these, new tech ideas and different jobs that, there's opportunities out here. Even though the tech space has laid off the most workers in the economy, you still should be acquiring some type of skill to where you at least can get paid if you can't get a job. You may have to do some entrepreneurial work, go into business for yourself as a little side business, just try to make money. You're going to have to do what you can in this economy. And the other part about that is too, is that, you know, a recession is on the brink. You don't have stuff like this going on in a well functioning economy. You
Mm.
know, strikes and you know worrying about how to compete with AI. Possibly taking your job. No, in a robust economy that is going well or functioning well, everybody's working, everybody's happy, everybody's buying, everybody's spending, consuming, and things are priced nicely for you to do that. So no matter um, what the data says, because it doesn't really account for, well, I won't say it won't account for, it doesn't really give you uh true statistics. Like if with retail sales, of course you're gonna say that economy is doing well because retail sales are great. Well, not necessarily. You got to look deeper than that. So if everything is still high or prices have increased on these goods and services, and the consumer is still able to afford a little bit, even though they're using credit cards and buy now, pay later programs to buy these things, it will give you the false impression that the economy is robust and great. People have jobs and are spending. And then to think about that, oh, we're creating all of these jobs. We're hiring people. Unemployment just went down 4.1% today when it was 4.3% a month ago or 2 months ago. That triggered the Somme rule. So, yeah, the economy is great, but is it really? Is unemployment really falling the way that the media says? Well, let's look at it. Let's look at it in a different light. So, if the amount of part-time job workers has increased and the amount of full-time workers have decreased, that is not a robust job market or labor market. That means more people are doing part-time jobs, maybe one, two, or three part-time jobs for a person, single person, compared to just having a full-time job. That is not a robust job or a labor market. See, you can't look at the numbers for just that and say, oh, that's great. This is the scheme that, I don't know. Well, I will say this. They could be doing this on purpose. We've already know that the BLS has a history of cooking the data. And they provided the proof of that by revising their numbers for the last year and a half and ongoing. And also think about this agenda too. Joe Biden, the Democrats could be doing this on purpose to make it seem that way, to get votes. That is a possibility. Now, it doesn't matter who you vote for, that these are things that have been done before. And why wouldn't they do it? To make themselves look better. But point is, this economy that, that they talk about as being great and robust is really not great and robust. It's being really overshadowed and not deeply studied or thoroughly enough to where you can be like, well, why am I working 3 part-time jobs? And this dude is saying that, we created the most jobs, and this and that. And, the economy is great. Consumers are great. They're spending, they're traveling, they're this and they're that. I'm like, bro, they're going into debt, traveling and doing all of this stuff. Credit card debt is the highest it's ever been. People are using buy now, later programs more than ever. And really, if we want to talk about buy now, pay later, that really didn't turn out good with the first market crash in 1929, because they were doing the same thing and they were doing it with stocks. So it was basically margin, buying stocks on margin. And when stocks went down or crashed, they couldn't afford to pay the money back to the broker. So anyway, to get back to this whole labor strike stuff, you got to really look at this stuff from all angles. These are workers and people who affect the economy at large. Your truckers, your shippers, your import and export people. These people are basically your foundation of an economy, along with small businesses. So when they strike, yes, that's going to affect the economy if it's a real strike. Right now, they gave them a little milk, just to stay on standby for a few months. But we're going to have to bring that and revisit that back at the table in a couple months. And then you got to think about, well, election season, Biden had to do something to, make sure everything stays in place. And, shit don't go haywire. So you got to really look at all of this stuff, man. Like, people are just too caught up or getting distracted with American bread and circus. And I get that. I really do. But when stuff like this happens, regardless of all the other economic data that, a lot of people don't pay attention to, this should be a sign. Workers do not strike in good economies. Because why? They're getting paid good, they're out to eat, they're spending, going on trips with their families, everything's good. Life is beautiful. They can afford the mortgage, the rent, and still go to Disneyland or wherever they want to go, no problems. Well, we can clearly see that ain't where we at. Even rich people, are struggling a little bit.
Hey, Chris, say that again one more time.
What's that? What part? What part you talking about?
Part that I just had it. You just said it, bro. And it makes so much sense. Like, people don't go on strike in a good economy, quote unquote.
Yeah, people don't go on strike in a good economy. Because why? You can afford to do everything you want to do. You don't have to worry about, well, I only gonna have $50 this check. I ain't gonna have much left. You can afford to put away more into a 401k or a retirement account and be able to go to Greece, or wherever. Take a vacation, and you don't have to use a credit card or buy now, pay later service, because they got it on everything now. You can buy toothpaste, groceries, and every damn thing on a buy now, pay later. So think about that. Ignore inflation, all this other economic data, and just look at and hear what people are saying. Go to the grocery store, go online. You may see some things that have went down in price, but the majority of the things that people need, the necessities, those are still pretty expensive, like your mortgage or your rent or your car note or your insurance. And you look at your job wages. Well, if inflation went up or prices went up 25%, and your wages only went up 4%, that ain't shit. That's nothing. That don't do nothing for you. So we don't have these issues in a good economy. In a good economy, everything is good. Affordability is good. Everybody's happy. Even unemployed people, they're able to find full-time work. Not, all we got is part-time, 15, 20 hours a week. And you got to get 2 or 3 of those. That is not a good economy. Nowhere in life ever in history has multiple part-time jobs been a sign of a good economy. People do it to try to make it work, to do what they need to do. Why do you think there has been so many people who have said fuck jobs and start doing some entrepreneurial type of, work? Whether it's becoming an influencer, creating videos, being a video creator, so forth and so on. Even though these people probably still don't create products and services, they just get paid to influence. So think about this. In reality, people want more stuff. They want more stuff. We all want more stuff, right? Now, if we gotta use a bunch of credit cards and layaway services to get those things, then that should tell you that this ain't good. Nothing about this is good. So yes, I'm gonna strike. I'm gonna get in my feelings, rally, do whatever, to make some noise, and they just lull them back to sleep till January. And then the next administration, if it's Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, they're going to have to deal with the same thing. Either way, a recession is coming. So we can get ready and get prepared for that, so. And this is an indication of a recession. Now, if y'all looked at the job numbers today, I was busy, so I didn't get to get into it like I wanted to, but unemployment went down to 4.1%. So it's dropped the last 2 months. It went from 4.3 to triggering the SARM rule. Then it went down to 4.2, and now it's at 4.1. And somehow, these numbers it was just so amazing, right? But I'm looking at a bunch of layoffs, CVS laying people off, Intel, and I'm just like, wow, okay. At some point, it's not even worth collecting the data without really doing the research. Because if you look at it on face value, you're like, oh, well, man, yeah, the economy is great. But then you go to Indeed, all of these other these hiring job sites, and you got companies that, really don't have jobs, but what they call them ghost jobs. They really ain't hiring, but they got hiring applications on these sites. And then you ask, like, okay, where's the jobs, bro? And if there are jobs, they're part-time. They're not full-time. So I'm trying to bring this home for people to really understand that you think you've been accustomed to think that life is good this way. It's like being in love with a cheater or somebody with potential. You just got the belief that yes, this person is going to be, if he just do this, and that, he'll be good. Just same thing with the economy we live in. If we just, get an extra job, we'll get on top. Well, you wouldn't need an extra job if, things were great. Is Mo snoring?
Yeah, I think she is. She's taking a nap, man. About this time she gets sleepy.
Oh my God. Mo, wake up. This is not good. But anyway, so what you think about that, Brandon?
I mean, it's a cyclical cycle. I mean, every time, they keep saying the employment is going down or unemployment is going down, but in actuality it's not, because you as a person, as people, you can see it around you, and you can see it on the news, like you said, like Intel is cutting jobs, Microsoft is cutting jobs, Amazon done laid off a whole, 50 factories and whatnot.
Right.
And then again, don't get confused from the seasonal hires, far as like the employment rate going down, because again, that's seasonal.
Right.
It has to be permanent jobs. So
Right.
I mean, you really can't factor those jobs in. But I mean, like, I see it. I mean, like, myself, I was trying to get up out of my job right now.
Yeah.
But seeing this stuff that's going on right now, I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and stick it out to the next term, see what happens. Shit, if anything, I'm gonna see if I can get a part-time job too, just to help out. I mean, like, I'm good with my 6 month savings. I already got that. That's what I've been doing. So 6 months of your bills, 6 months of groceries. Well, not 6 months of groceries, but just living expenses.
Right. Yeah.
So I haven't been trading as much, but I've been still slowly adding to my positions. When it comes to investing, I see what you did to Nike. I mean, like, I don't know what it is, man. You hit every time on Nike.
I don't either, bro. I don't know, man.
You hit every time on Nike, and that shit is crazy. I'm like, this nigga did it again.
And you know what? I tell myself a month before.
Hold on, you just popped up. You was just knowing.
Up.
The month
He
before.
woke up.
I heard money.
From the dead. She woke up from the dead. She said Nike.
I told myself
He woke up.
Before the earnings, I'm gonna get me a leap call before the earnings for Nike, because Chris, every quarter, Chris play Nike and he always get it. And I said, I seen that screenshot. I said, damn, I missed it
again. like, damn it. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Brandon. Chris been making some. Chris probably done made in the last month, probably like 20K. He ain't even give us a hint.
He probably did.
He ain't give me nothing. I'm mad.
Listen, man.
I say inbox me. I'm busy trying to write grants.
Yeah, I've really been putting all my money in gold, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Gold and silver. Golly, boy.
You ain't put that $600 you just made in no gold.
That's in my retirement account.
Mm.
That ain't money I'm touching anyway.
Well, it'll be money I'm touching. You just going
So,
When I get 59 and a half, I get 60. Yeah, I'll touch it then. But right now, it's just it's something to grow. You know, I don't really trade that much at all anyway. There's just certain companies that I play. I may trade SPY and double Qs or triple Qs here and there, but I try not to gamble. My future. So
yeah. I was going to ask you too. Are you looking at GLD or no?
no, I'm talking
Okay.
about actual gold. But yeah,
Okay.
I have looked at the prices on it though.
Okay.
So that's Barrick's company, GLD. So they track the spot gold.
Oh.
Yeah, but I've been buying bars and gold bars and silver, man. Ever since Dre told us back in about what 3 years ago now.
Yeah,
Yep.
21 January. I think
Yeah.
I still got mine.
Yeah, so that's where it's at right now for me. Some defensive and cyclical companies you can still invest in, like some of the Spider ETFs. I got some of those. Just to have some diversity and while the market's still going up, I'm still on SPY in the triple Q. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah. And that's what I'm finding myself to do a little bit more. I'm looking more towards the ETF versus the actual stocks themselves,
yeah,
just
yeah.
to have that extra leverage.
That's why I was telling people a couple years ago, man. Like, I don't think there's nothing personally wrong with investing in single stocks,
Hmm.
especially if you're more savvy like us. You know what I mean? But really, because most times they're growth stocks. It's like an Apple, Amazon. Even though Apple pay dividends, Amazon don't, Tesla don't,
Hmm.
Microsoft is a little. So it's just more risky that way, even though they're great companies and they'll be around forever.
Mm.
But I just tell anybody that asks me about stocks, buy index funds, buy ETFs. That way you get more diversification. You don't have to worry about. You're always going to worry about market risk, which is systematic risk, but you'll never have to worry about liquidity risk or any
Hmm.
of that. So, and then you compound those dividends. So it's a win-win right there. You just keep reinvesting, and
Hmm.
it'll be good. So, but if I did buy individual, it would be something like Walmart. Um, I mean, I even thought about Nvidia, but definitely Walmart. Any type of like consumer staple that's going to do well regardless of what the economy goes through. So, like defensive stocks, people are going to need pharmaceuticals. They're going to need their medicine. You know, People don't need groceries. So those are something you can always invest in regardless of what the economy is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a necessity.
Something of a service like WM or RSG. Oh, was it RSG? Yeah, those type of stocks. So I mean,
Yeah, maybe even Procter and Gamble. So
yeah.
those companies, if you can afford them, just this really comes down to whether you really believe in the company you want to invest long term. So, but yeah. But that's what I was gonna tell y'all too. So I was listening to David Tepper, a hedge fund manager and the owner of the Carolina Panthers. You know, he was talking about investing in China because they had a stimulus package.
Man, I seen it. I seen what Baba did today. And
Yeah,
what was the other company? What's that real famous Chinese company? Not famous, but
the Baidu, JD.
no, JD. Yeah, JD. I seen that today. Oh, yesterday. I was like, damn, I should have pulled the trigger on Baba because I
Yeah,
think it was hovering around like 35 or something like that. It was real low.
yeah. Because I even had a list that I got from the Maverick of Wall Street. He had a bunch of companies, and Alibaba was like the main one.
They
Like
coming back?
huh?
Alibaba coming back?
What you mean coming back?
Remember they had dropped way down.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I'm saying it's good for the Chinese stimulus
Oh, okay.
right now. So then he said you could get like a couple, maybe an index fund or ETF, but some of the companies in there is just not. It's not good to invest in those. It's going to bring the fund down. So, but um, but Alibaba was definitely like the main one he was talking about investing in. You know, I like watching his videos, man, because he go through everything, pros and cons, and looking at the charts, man. So, um, that's just a something extra on the side, but people just be asking me a damn million questions when it comes to economics. And I think I'm gonna just have to start go live on my YouTube more often. What was that one? It is, because people be wanting to know. It be women too. It don't be no dudes. It be women. 'Cause I figure they trying to position themselves, or they trying to get some logic. Either one. So
You better give both.
yeah, real talk.
Hit him with a subscription fee for $5.99. You get this
Yeah,
game and
hell yeah.
fly me out.
Real talk. And you know something, Brandon? I gotta finish reading that article that you posted about XRP, because
Mhm.
this chick literally hit me up about buying it. And I'm just like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I will go ahead and grab it. This one, it was like 40 something cents. I think it's like 50 something now. It was like 62 cents the other day.
It
But
plays around with that. It plays around with that range. It goes between
Like,
35 to 50. It goes down to 50, 40, 50.
But yeah,
I bet Reggie happy.
Oh yeah, Reggie.
yeah, Reggie gonna be
Reggie
happy.
still buying, I bet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember his stuff got tied up.
Still, I think he still found like another way to get around that because ain't no way in the world Reggie missing out on this bull run
Nope.
or this potential bull run because all his, news media about, XRP and all this negative news, all this positive news, and then with the SEC and then the CTFC, all this is still positive news for XRP. I mean, they're doing something right. See, the SEC goes after them, with a lawsuit. They lose a lawsuit. Ripple gets some money from them, back and forth. I mean, they just need to stop and just let XRP do what it's wanted. I mean, like they're making ETF from it, so I don't understand why they actually trying to sue XRP
Yeah.
or Ripple the company, and I don't get it. I was like, but what another buddy of mine says, man, Microsoft went through the same thing, Amazon went through the same thing. You know, it's just part of the game.
Yeah. It is, man.
What's going on?
What's up, Price?
Hey, man,
Oh,
I saw y'all
brother,
was getting it in.
Oh,
brother
yeah.
Price in the house.
Yeah, good brother Price, man. My dog.
Where you at, Price? Go on, say it. Go on, say it. I know he's
What
thinking
you
about it too.
what?
No, ain't no what. I know you gonna say it before we get offline. You gonna say something.
See, I try to be reasonable, man. You know.
With a smile on his face, though. I can see. I don't even see him, but I know you got a smile on his face. Like, man,
Hey, Chabela.
see, look, there it is.
Yeah, man. We was talking about, the strikes that was happening and how they gave him a little milk to calm him down until I think it's January 15th. They supposed to come back to the table.
Yeah,
But
I saw some of that, Chris. Because they said a $4 per hour raise for all the workers,
yeah,
and yeah, they'll come back.
yep.
I got a question for you guys though. What do you guys think about like automation for that sector or for that like the harbors and stuff like that, or just
Ooh.
automation in general?
Man, I think it's already as automated as it can get, Brandon. Just
No, I'm just saying. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing for automation? Do you think it needs to be like a healthy mix or just straight automation or no automation for certain things?
are we talking about for the ports?
I mean, yeah, the ports. I mean, there was something on I think it was Instagram on or news in regards to the ports, but like just as a big general overall like automation, like they got those robots at like White Castles or like at these certain restaurants that's cooking food for the people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but
then
The only people that's going to be in demand for that is the people who need to fix it.
that's true.
well,
So,
I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead, man.
no, I was done.
No, I don't think the infrastructure they willing to invest in the infrastructure it would take to get that. Not saying next 2 to 3 decades it won't be there, but man, that's a port operations is that man that's serious unloading and offloading those vessels and the way those containers are loaded and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's a lot. I mean, I it's impressive on the way it's set up now, just with with the timetable and with the turnaround, but offloading and unloading these vessels. But it's a lot of cargo on them things, man. And you
Yeah.
still have mishaps.
Yep. That's why I said earlier, that's real hard labor, man. It's no joke. It's a lot of work. A lot of work.
Yeah, that's really the nervous system or the heartbeat of logistics right there. And
Yeah.
yeah, to automate that, I don't see it. You got to have some type of, I mean, pre-planning and just the yeah, you're gonna have to have a human variable in there somewhere to make the call. Because it's things in your control that you can't I mean it's things outside of your control that you can't handle or mm,
It's going to be a difficult task. It probably take 50 years to try to figure that out.
Well, it looks like they trying to ramp that thing up and speed it up and
I
get
mean, you can
you
get
think
some stuff done with automation with that, but no, you got to have manpower.
but what does that look like, Brandon, when you say that though? Are you talking about like an autonomous vessel pulling up to a port and then you got an autonomous crane unloading said containers and putting them in said spots. I mean, that's a lot of sensors and just a lot of electronics on the ground.
Right. I mean, so quote unquote, I seen another video of some guy talking about it. I don't know if it's true or not, but they said there is one vessel that's all pretty much automated. That's going through the seas, traveling overseas, all automation. No people, nobody on it, just carrying supplies back and forth. So I don't know if it's true or if it's not, but to me, the guy from on my take on what he said was, hey, I'm somewhat convinced. I mean, that's the next step in my opinion. How long we gonna get there? Like you guys said, probably like another decade or two. But it seems like they're trying to ramp everything up. Um,
Yeah. What's the distance traveled on the vessel, that autonomous vessel?
I don't know, but let me run through this. Uh, I think it was Instagram or I think it's Instagram. But let me run through Instagram right quick and see if I can
I
find
seen
it.
I seen some I ate automation a couple automation uh carousels, but they was doing light work. But like I'm saying, that can only, like I said, it only go so far. But yeah, I want to know what's the different distance travel on it too. Yeah, because that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, I know somebody's thinking about it. It's just, do they, want to put that money in there? I mean, you launch a ship from China to a port in Los Angeles. I mean, there's a whole lot of variables in between that, whether it gets interdicted by other humans on the way, or a storm or whatever, a big wave. I be seeing those videos where those waves and the containers end up turning over and all that type of stuff. So
Atlantic
on
Ocean ain't no joke, man.
yeah, that's a lot of investment in infrastructure for that to happen.
Yep.
They are tracking it. They do track, they track the containers. They put those tags in them, and they track them. Hey, that thing is such and such point. It said that long, this and that, but
Yeah. Mo,
Did you leap again?
she made sure to mute this time.
Hey, right quick, say Nike one more time.
Yeah,
she woke up
Nike.
on that part.
Yeah, she did. I was like, that's crazy. Mo wild for that.
I'm trying to find the video right quick. I don't know, but no, I mean, like it seemed like, and I think it was a Chinese company. The way the guy was explaining it, that it's just one vessel, but it's traveling through the Red Sea, through our ports, all the way to Florida, all the way to California. Um, and they've been doing this apparently. This is what he said. I think they've been doing it for 3 years now. So they're still trying to work out some of the bugs for it, like you guys said. Like weather plays a factor. That's a variable that they have to put into the actual system. Um, but I mean that's something that's I would see in the foreseeable future. But like this is way down the line though.
No, that is impressive though. Especially, you say it's pulling in and out of ports. Because
Yeah.
I seen that traffic down at Galveston, and it can get full. With other vessels out there, and it's stopping and going.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the scenarios like that happen in Baltimore when you had the engine failures.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not coming off pessimistic. I don't believe that the infrastructure is there, and they're trying to put as less infrastructure in place as possible to get it done. So
All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gonna
What you
start
busy?
back up. Did he work for Long Horseman?
So
The person that you were saying that was in the video.
No, this was I don't think he worked for one. It was some white guy. I gotta find it. He didn't say what company he worked for. I guess he was just spatting out something that he believed or something that he's
Oh,
seen.
okay.
This girl's fine.
yeah, them dock workers will really be pissed off then.
Yeah.
You-
Yeah, that would have lasted any longer, boy. That would have not been good.
Nah. What was it, about a week? Was it even a full week?
I don't even think it was a full week. You might be right, Price. I'm just like, man, them boys went right back to sleep after that.
Mm.
Pay increase. It is good enough for now. Hey man, should we get some paper then? But tell you ain't gonna change nothing because when it comes to wages and the actual percentage of goods and services or prices on goods and services that went up, bro, wages ain't nowhere near the percentage increase. So you're gonna have to come back to the table.
Yeah, I'm looking at that chart you put up, Chris. We was talking about the wages. It looks just like well, actually the affordable is a chart. I think is the University of Michigan, one of them economic university put out the chart for housing,
Yeah.
affordability for housing, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, man, the chart is at the bottom. It's been on a serious downtrend with all the economic pressure over the last 2 years,
Yeah.
but it's like it's the worst time, man. You know, you can't afford it. You can't afford the mortgage. Jokers can't. There's no liquidity, so they can't. And they had to go to these private venture capitalists to get the loan. But it's like the worst time over almost since the GFC. Worst time to buy a it's at an all-time low since the GFC to buy a house.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, you still had this housing shortage. That I mean, it's a crazy dynamic.
Yeah, it
But
really is. Yeah.
but that chart, but the wage chart actually I mean, they look the same, but I think you got a little better. It looks a little better on the wage chart.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, man, y'all out here fronting like that. Oh, damn well you in my inbox every month. Hey, what's this about stocks? Or, how do you do that? I was just like, yeah, don't worry about stocks. Can you afford your bills right now? Because if you barely making it, you ain't got no money for stocks or nothing. And I was arguing with this chick or debating with this chick I used to talk to, and she telling me, well, no, the economy is good. I'm just like, in what world is the economy good if most people are using buy now, pay later stuff for goods and services at a high rate?
You talking about the new fintech, all those short plans, like layaway for 6 weeks or whatever? Like
Yeah,
small, yeah.
Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay. I'm just like, in what world does that mean the economy is good if most people are using it? Well,
Oh,
maybe
man.
just people don't want to pay for stuff at the whole price and just want to pay for it every 2 weeks. I'm just like, that don't make sense. If you can't, that means you really can't afford it. If there was no buy now, pay later, you wouldn't
Well,
be able to
that's the
afford.
fleece, Chris. It make
Huh?
it look like you can afford it. That's the fleece, bro.
Yeah. And that's all I was telling them. I'm like, it may be good for like older folks that are on fixed income, but regular Americans, able Americans, young Americans that are working and you have to use these companies, no, that's not good. I I was just talking about the job numbers. Just because you have an increase in people getting jobs, 9 times out of 10, well, it ain't 9 times out of 10. If you look at the data, there's more part-time jobs than there is full-time. So, and I'm talking about quadruple the amount. So, in what world is the economy good if there's more part-time jobs than full-time jobs? That means people are working multiple part-time jobs. This is not full-time jobs.
That's the new standard, in my opinion.
It is. It really is. Which brings me to, if the economy was great, robust, and booming, you wouldn't have people doing this, so to speak. Like, there would be no strikes. Because if I could afford my mortgage and be able to travel, no buy now, pay later, no credit cards, using my credit card to pay for this stuff, even if I wanted to. And I just had the cash on hand. I have enough to take care of all the bills, fund my retirement, and go on 3 vacations a year. That is a sign of a good economy because I can afford to do that without having to go get a part-time job or have to use my credit card to enjoy, being away from work or on a vacation or using a buy now, pay later service on a trip I really can't afford. I have to pay it in installments. So, in a good economy, you feel good because you can do the things you want and not have to look over your shoulder because you got, you know, bills coming that's exceedingly high. Plus, when you go grocery shopping, what you used to get is double, damn near double than what it, you know, is double what it is now. So now you gotta spend more money on that. Hell, listen, even a haircut. My barber, one of my barbers, he went back. He went to go get a job because we stopped coming. I'm just like, bro, I'm not paying you $100 a month to get my haircut.
Yeah,
You
I just
know
say,
what?
man,
Huh?
Chris, they went a little crazy, man, doing the COVID thing with the $50 haircuts and the
Hell
$75.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I told him, I'm like, bro, I understand, but I'm not giving you $100 in a month for a haircut. I come once a month or maybe once every 2 months. I'm not paying you $100. I don't give a damn if I got the money. That's just ridiculous, bro. That's more than filling up my gas tank. That's that's some damn groceries for me. So
well,
ain't
I
no
ain't
way
got
in
no
hell.
hair.
Yeah, ain't no way in hell, bro. No, I'm not paying you $50. Like, I respect your work and your craft. You just gonna have to go get a job.
Yeah, they have to find that happy medium, man.
Yeah. And I told him, bro, that's the economy that we're in now. So for you to have to go back to work because your customers are not willing to pay, this excessive price for the same thing we've been getting for 4 or 5 years, and it's nothing better. It's the same. It's great work, but we went from 25 to 30 to 35 to 40 to 50. And no, I'm just saying, bro, you're great, but no. I grow my hair out a little bit, and I edge up, my beard and all of that. Because I'm definitely not paying you $100.
Yeah, you better put an application in for Afterpay. I'm not giving no nigga not $100 to cut my hair.
Bro, he even discounted. He even discounted a month where it was $25. And that was only for that month. And I'm like, bro, you might want to run that special, for the rest of the year. So you at least, can make some money. At least.
Well, it made sense at one time. I mean, well, I don't have hair, so I don't know. But I'm with you, Chris. I'm not paying that amount, man.
Yeah.
I get a haircut when I'm in the shower. So
Right. And you're right, Price. There was a market for that. But that
yeah.
was 2 years ago.
Yeah, when it's gone though, you can't sit there and say, well, you was paying it then, you're gonna pay it now, is all I'm saying. Cause the market gonna tell you it's basic supply and demand.
Yep.
No, bro. You tripping.
Yeah, you got to understand that as a business owner or as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So even you probably got a little gravy, and that's no disrespect to nobody's craft, because I know to get masks and to sterilize the equipment and all the precautions you had to take when we was inside, then yeah, it was some markup. But yeah,
Yeah.
I that's just a problem I didn't have during COVID, man. So that's a plus to being ball.
But here's my thing with that. Yeah, it's definitely a markup. But what I've learned is owning my own little business is that from the time you get in, you gotta find other ways to get something cheaper. Even if you gotta find a wholesaler or you or get a partnership or something. You got to do the research to try to find this stuff at the best price possible. And you may have to lose a little money. You may have to lose a little money just to stay in business, just to get some revenue. But I would rather lose a little bit of money than take a hit to where, oh, well, I ain't going to cut full time. I'm going to have to go get a job. And that's okay if you got to go get a job because you got to pay your bills. I definitely understand that. But if you want to keep a robust business, you got to do the numbers. You got to do your research too. You may want to buy when, things are cheap. Buy as much as you can, just in case. That's why a couple weeks ago, I had a conversation with Mo about business cycles and why, as just a regular person, you got to understand what a business cycle is and how it works. You got your expansion phase, you got your peak to trough, you got your recession phase, and so forth and so on. And you, as a business owner, you definitely have to be aware of that, because then you load up when things are affordable. That way, when this part of the business cycle comes where things get expensive and money get tight for your consumers, for your customers, then you don't have to worry about taking a hit here and there. You'll be able to afford it because you got all the goods and services you need to provide for your customers. That's how I look at it. It's all about preparation to me. And what's the best way to prepare for recessions and periods like this where your customers pulling back. They ain't coming as often or frequent. What you do? Maybe you have a few more sales or discounts, or something like that. Like I say, you may lose revenue, you may lose it, but you got to expect that in business anyway. But you don't want to get so bad to where you got no customers and you got to go back to a job, especially if you've been doing so well as a business owner. That's just my opinion, man.
I think good business separation from business to, what Mo always told us to like make sure your business has like that investment piece to it. Like opening up a LLC to, put money into it, then fund the market through your business, back into your business.
Yeah.
A lot of business people forget about that piece. I mean, I think that's what you're doing too, Chris.
Yeah. What's crazy is last year I did okay. But this year, shit, man, I think I'm gonna hit 20,000 this year for my little shoe business.
That's what's up.
It shocked the hell out of me because I think last year I did 12. I think I did 12 last year. I gotta go back and look, but I'm really surprised that I get 20K this year. Very surprised. Because I ain't gonna lie, it started out dry in a month. But February hit, it picked up. January always dry. Even though I did a big deal, a big bulk sale in January where I made 2,500 on a lot of shoes I was selling for my personal collection that I just didn't see myself wearing. So, that was definitely some profit because a lot of those shoes were not doing well on the resale market. But, I finessed the dude a little bit. But that was a big deal. And it just started picking up steam after that, surprisingly so. But, and, and it went past my projections. I just projected 10K, to be honest.
Hey man, that's what you want then. Exceed expectations.
Yeah. Because John Donahoe, he was he been on some bullshit. So, them raising prices and Nike just been down bad for I would say the last 2 years.
Chris, I ain't been happy with some of the decisions Nike has made with how they've been dealing with the brick and mortar stores and just stuff they've been doing. But I think Nike is man, I look at them big businesses like this, man. They are very aware of what's going on, what the business cycle is, what their clients do. And I personally know that they invested, they just launched, they did a new project for the software.
Yeah.
And they got a whole new project online. I think they kind of shifting gears and retooling themselves for the future.
Yeah. And they have to. Because it's just so much competition now. So much. New Balance, Asics, Puma, Hoka. They may not excel like Jordan Retros, but everything else, they are killing Nike all over, even Adidas.
But New Balance getting beside themselves, man. Just my opinion, them jokers getting off the chain with theirs.
Yeah. Yeah,
And it's not a good looking shoe to me. And I'm kind of like biased towards Nike. You know, that's
right.
just. But I'm like, damn, man. You know, y'all get a little popularity, and then y'all start upping the prices. You know,
Man, New and Asics, man, listen, Asics used to be white people's
Trash.
shoes.
And New Balance too. The only reason I know about New Balance is just that's a good running shoe. They made a really good running shoe.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, true story.
yeah.
I'm just
But
like, go ahead.
no, you go ahead, bro. I'm done. You know, I don't know what to say with them. I still wear Nike. So
I was just telling people, I was like, bruh, y'all thinking New Balance and Asics, was really like that. And I'm just like, not in my era, bro. No.
mm-mm.
Nobody rocked those except for white people. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to sound racist or nothing like that, but we didn't rock that shit. The white boys used to wear that.
You're right. You're exactly right, Chris. Somebody was, they was in running or whatever. That's all New Balance was known to
Yeah.
me, man. And even
Right.
then, I wore the Nike Huaraches because they were
Yeah.
so light. You know, it's like running barefooted. So,
Right. I'm telling them, I'm like, yeah, they hot now. I'm like, them are selling out quick, bro. Because I
and
follow so they got something called sneaker Twitter, uh, where people, I guess they earn commissions by sharing these retail stores links. So when a shoe drops or releases, these people on Twitter, they share the links and get paid for it. So, and I'm just like, every time I click that damn link, hoes be gone, especially big sizes. Especially big sizes. I wear 12, so if I ain't quick, I'm out of there.
well, okay, let me ask you this then, Chris. So, is New Balance copying Nike and start doing release ventures
Well,
like
they
with the?
start doing collab with black artists.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of black artists is really pushing the brand. Well, at least New Balance for sure. And then
They
so you
got to be
got,
getting paid.
yeah, oh, absolutely. J Tips, Joe Freshgood. Brandon should know about Joe Freshgood. He's from Chicago.
Yep.
So, it's always gonna have a black person behind it if the brand is popping. That's just a fact. So
But who? That's what I'm saying. Who they copying though?
I don't, man, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think New Balance is copying. Well, it may be copying Nike as far as getting black collaborators and designers for sure. Because these dudes, they're great at what they do and they got traction. Um, my guy James Whitner. James Whitner has been doing Nike collabs for at least probably about 6 years now. Probably, well, he got his own stores, but he got Jordan projects, he got Adidas projects, he got New Balance projects. So he's all over with it, and he basically tell our stories. But see, with Jordan brand, so his thing is his thing is luxury, and then he got classic neighborhood stuff. So he catered to both. So if you want some luxury items, that's what Ama Manier is for. If you want, like first and 15th food stamps, neighborhood, hood classics, that's social status. So he catered to, both groups. But even in that, he got Jordan collaborations. And the Jordan retros are premium. I'm talking about great material, and people love it. People love it. The crackers love it. The chinks love it. Of course, we love it. Everybody. So when you have that, you're going to get traction. You're going to get a New Balance call. Hey, man, we want you to do, a New Balance 9060 or a 720 or 550.
So
And
New Balance doing retros now?
no, they're not doing Jordan. They just doing they own version
But
of this.
that's what I'm getting at. But who are they? Okay, who does that? Who has that market on lock? I mean, who has jokers getting lottery tickets just to go buy the shoe right now when they announce the release?
Shoe.
And who's doing that right now?
Joe Fresh Goods and J Tips.
I'm just saying, what brand is it? New Balance or is it Nike?
It's well the ones that really got the motion now is really New Balance. It's really New Balance.
But I'm asking who they got that from.
Oh, they got it from Nike.
That's all I'm saying. So
Yeah,
they
they got
got,
it from Nike for sure.
so they on the scene now and they just redoing the play under their label.
Yeah, but the thing is about these other brands, they're catering to what the customer wants. Nike stopped doing that. They stopped being creative. They dropping stuff that people don't want. They're doing too many retros a month. Just oversaturating the market with a bunch of stuff people don't want. And what happens to those products? They go on sale. Instead of selling out like it was doing in 2020, because the resale market started booming, you know,
Yeah.
retro, and what Nike failed to do, they failed to adjust. John Donahoe didn't adjust to things going back. I wouldn't even say going back to normal, but being abnormal for that time. So the market started, drying up 2022.
So let me ask you this, Chris. So what do you think about the customization program?
Nikes,
Yeah, because
dope.
I didn't switch from the Air Force. I done locked into these Air Maxes,
Yeah,
but
that matches the move.
you got, I mean, you even got sub economies of this customization with the Air Force Ones and the new Air Force Ones. And I guess they do the dunks too, but
Yeah,
I don't even own a
they
pair
do
of
the
dunks.
dunks. They do the dunks, the Air Maxes, Air Force Ones. And see, Nike has that, but okay, so this how I look at it. Listening to the earnest call and then looking at the products themselves, right? So let's take Jordan away from it. We're not going to talk about no Jordan brand athletes, no retros. So look at it from lifestyle to running to women's. Women's, they're doing great. Running, they're not doing great. This is where Hoka, New Balance, Asics, and some other brands come in at.
I
That's where
agree.
they're failing. But bringing it back to retros, they're making too many. And then they're making terrible colorways that the people don't like, which is
That's
why,
true.
people have problems with John Donahoe. So, and then not only that, you get rid of your partners. You start being independent, so to speak. Create more stores, that's great, but you gotta still, keep Foot Locker, that's still, your side piece. You gotta keep them happy.
That hurt them right there when they did
Yeah.
that. I
So
agree.
that's another reason why they failing. So you lacking creativity, you lacking innovation, and they kept saying this every meeting. I'm just like, bro, you just sound like a broken record. So you messing up your partners that's been doing business with you for decades.
He effed over his partners.
Yeah. So of course your stock is gonna be down 50%. On top of not catering to running because Hoka and other brands are kicking your ass. And you letting them do that because you got no creativity, no innovation. And you just keep, filling the market with a bunch of garbage that nobody wants. So Elliott gonna bring Nike back, get them relationships back intact, and hope for revitalization.
I don't know. They're bad right now.
Yeah, they bad. He got a lot of work to do. I say that, and it's gonna take some time to get that motion back. Even though 2025 for retros is gonna be crazy. They
Yeah.
had to do that. They had to do that though.
But that's kind of feeding into what you was talking about, though. That people have a longing, or they want what was, you know. But my only problem with retro, hey man, I'm not gonna go above premium, and
Yeah.
But I think I shared that with you. My son, he a sneakerhead. That dude
Yeah.
have no problem, and I'm like, okay, bro, if you spend that much, are you gonna want to wear these somewhere?
Yeah. I'll be honest, man.
But I ain't gonna lie, them Carolina Jordans, man, them things is them Carolina Blues,
Yeah.
those they fire.
Yeah. Hey, Price. When I tell you, when those originally came out, they were reselling for $500, and they only cost $170.
That's a nice sneaker though, man. I ain't gonna lie.
It it
It's
really
worth the
is.
premium. That's I like, damn, that thing is fire. He
Yeah.
almost didn't even get them.
Yeah, and
So
it really is a nice. It's a nice shoe. I got lucky and I was able to get it for retail. A lot of people didn't, so they paid that 400-500 for them. I'm just like, ooh, now if you look at them, they're a little bit cheaper because the resale market, is down. But
but let North Carolina go to the tourney next year. Or just have a good team in basketball next year and see what happened to
I can crank it back up. The
them.
OG is supposed to come out next year. Matter of fact.
Oh, really?
Yep, the OG UNC ones. Yep, reimagined. So they bringing out a whole lot of OGs next year. So people that's gonna hype people up. But Jordan is really the only thing that's saving Nike, to be honest.
Well, that's why you got a whole building on the campus, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did John McEnroe wear New Balance? I'm trying to think who wore New Balance back in the day. I just don't know nobody other than just people wanting to run in.
I
And I'm
don't.
trying.
I honestly don't. I
Same
ain't.
same with ASIC.
Yep. That was running shoes. Exactly. They was running shoes. But now they buying them to casually wear and they reselling them too. But now they got resale value because people don't hype them up. And if somebody famous is wearing them, what you think is gonna happen? It's gonna create buzz.
I got you.
Yeah.
But you talking about a famous athlete or a famous you know celebrity or
Celebrity.
influencer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Celebrity, all of it now. And that's how these other brands is really blowing up, man. Is getting some of these people to, wear their product. And I bought a couple pair of New Balances. They comfortable. But I always been Nike.
Yeah, same here, bro.
So
But you know who else like them? Even before they didn't caught this traction they got. Let me see. This is like 2000. I would say Thanksgiving 2010. We was in New York and there was a lot of Asians. That's what they were walking around in, man, doing all their little tourism and shopping. They had the
yeah,
New Balance on.
yeah,
So
yeah. Well, I said you'll find different people in them. You're not finna really find you at that time. You weren't really finna find a lot of black people wearing those. We had on Forces, Air Maxes, or Jordans. Hell, I would even go as far. It depends on time frame. Yeah, you might even have somebody having Reeboks on, some Iversons.
Yeah, I remember the Iversons. Yep.
Yeah. So, you would see us in some K-Swiss or Filas before you see us in Asics and New Balance.
That's true. I had some of them coming up. Feli and K-Swiss. Yep.
Yeah. So, it's a different market now, man. So, but
Well, I'm old, Chris. So I'm used to being in the uncool brand.
yeah, yeah. They definitely looking at Nike as uncool though until it come to like a collab or a retro, man, a popular retro OG. So, it is what it is. I ain't gonna lie, I've been buying more Air Maxes. Them just they look good, they feel good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I had to stop myself. I said, man, it's too many Air Max.
yeah, it's so many. But I be getting my stuff on sale price. I ain't gonna lie to you. I hardly pay retail for any shoe now. Unless it's a collab. If it's a collab, I'll bite the bullet and go ahead and pay retail. But if it's just a regular general release, no,
Yeah.
I'm putting them under retail. I'll wait till it go on sale.
I just look for the color, man. So I
Yeah.
got one more color. It's the Air Max. Which one is it? 97 or it got like a steel blue. I don't know. I ain't even got to have it. I'm good, really. But
I think you was talking about them Jackie Robinsons.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I still gotta get those too, man. Price done fell down on them too, so that's good.
So I'm patient, bro. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I ain't really jumping out the window for nothing. If I feel like it's a good price, then I get it. But if it's still a little bit too high, I'm gonna go ahead and wait. It's gonna fall. I even put bids in if I have to. So I ain't gotta chase the FOMO bug like a lot of people do now. They just got to have it. I'm just like, no, I ain't gotta have it. I want it. I ain't gotta have it.
Nah, bro. I'm paying tuition right now, man. So
Yeah,
I'm being disciplined.
yeah, yeah. You got to, boy. Tuition hit.
Hey, but the market been good to me. So I ain't complaining. I am not complaining.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Sure, market. That's why I was telling people, man. I'm like, I'll be telling me, hey, how can I trade, man? Trade. You know how long it's gonna take you to trade and be profitable? You just need to worry about investing, man. Get you ETF, some index funds, and stack up some dividends. And
See,
put
now
yourself.
you talking about waiting though. Don't nobody want to wait.
I don't know what else to tell them. Shit.
Yeah, I'm just telling you what people they
Yep.
want it right now, man.
Hey, shit. We
I'm a
all want it. We
I
all
want
want
to
it
put
right.
in. Hey, look, I want to put in 100 on Friday, and I want to take out 10,000 on Monday. That-
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to be rich
yeah,
too. I can't get it right now. So that shit, get rich take time. So you ain't get your age you got overnight. So you ain't finna make no money like that overnight either. So people want everything right now, and that's the type of world we live in. When I was growing up, there was no 24-hour McDonald's and
that's true.
all of this stuff. People get spoiled with this stuff, and I'm just like, man, just accept what you got and build. Learn to be patient with stuff and let it grow. I'm just like, y'all be planting tomatoes and collard greens, and it don't turn over and become a collard green in one day. So yeah, you gotta let it take time, man. Let it build. Just keep adding to your position and just stick with it. People be want to live live like celebrities, man. I'm just like, that's just not real, bro. Like, you don't see the amount of money they bring in. You don't see their balance sheet or income statement to, really judge how much money they're bringing in and the bills they have to pay. Like, you just think they just, like I told Brandon earlier, people really just want more stuff. That's what it really is. People want more stuff. Because you give a person $1 million, the first thing they're going to buy is stuff. That's it. Saving is going to be the last thing. Huh?
We like stuff, man.
Man, that's cool. That's fine. How much stuff you need and how much you accumulate before you be like, I don't need all this.
Shit, it is. And then after you get all that stuff, you got that harsh reality and looking at your bank account.
Yeah.
What happened to that $1 million? That shit gone.
Yeah, you're gonna run through it so fast, and then it's gonna be back to reality. I was just like, man, I just see more and more every day that being rich is a mentality, man. It really is. I can respect a person delaying gratification until a certain time period. And I respect somebody that want to take it all for today. If they get paid $1 million today, they go and spend it up because they ain't never had $1 million. So they gonna go enjoy themselves. And that's a human right. It's your human right to live your best life. But my issue is this. If the $1 million is for you to have a good life, how long do you want to have a good life? Do you want a good life for a week or for the rest of your life? Oh, well, man, you can't worry about tomorrow. Yes, the fuck you can. You definitely can't worry about tomorrow, especially if you got kids. You got to be worried about 10 years. But, people don't see it that way. They think about themselves. So I get it. I get it. I really do. But that's why, us as Black people, we don't really move nowhere. Our ethnic group don't really move because we only live for the week, not for 50 years down the line. Not enough vision for the future makes you complacent today. And if that's how you want to live, fine. But you can't complain about, oh man, we ain't never got nothing. Well, see, you don't keep nothing. I give you $1 million, you lucky you hit the lotto, it's gone in a week because you want to live for that week. You want to ball out of control. You're right. But then you go right back to the life you was living, complaining. Nothing to offer. That's why when these dudes was doing these PPP scams and the news put out what they was buying, I'm just like, this just tells you, like, this is why we don't keep anything. This is why we don't move. Our group doesn't move. Because we just want more stuff. And once we got it, we're gonna want some more other stuff, some new stuff. And then what would you say? Oh, that's everybody. Okay, fine. That's everybody. However, if I can take a 2008 Honda Accord, keep it in good condition, take care of it, and maybe 10, 15 years down the line, I decide, well, I'm gonna get me a Hummer. I'm well within my right because I delayed gratification to get that Hummer. But I drove my 2008 Honda Accord for 10, 15 years. So guess what I did all that time? I invested. I started a business, side hustle, whatever. I have the income to go get me a Hummer. Because I delayed gratification to take care of the future. So now I got me a Hummer. And I still have my 2008 Honda Accord. That's in good condition. Delayed gratification. Oh man, we grew up in the hood, so man, let them have their moment. Okay, it's a moment, right? And then after the moment is gone, we back to the same bullshit. Fine, man. If I gotta have that type of conversation with people in my circle, I'm in the wrong circle. No disrespect. Because that's gonna be a headache. That's gonna be a headache. I got family like that. Love you, gotta love you from afar because where I envision and what I see for the future for myself and the seed, if I bring any seed into this world, it's gonna be like that. It's not gonna be what I grew up with and what y'all are currently doing. And that's y'all. Y'all can do whatever. But I'm not under the auspice of that type of thinking. Not to be long winded, but
Nah, man, keep going.
it's just weird because these are the same people when COVID happened, when a recession happens, when a strike happens, oh, we ain't got no money. The US, this government ain't shit. Well, maybe the government ain't shit, but at the same time, you can't blame the government for you not being prepared.
That's true.
Government gave out a lot of money. Some people scammed the money, didn't get caught. And those people that did, if you ask them what they got going on today, guaranteed they're in the same position. So it's not about getting the money. It's about the mentality about money. And this is going to be, I'm going to make this a t-shirt. People want more stuff. Or people want stuff. Hell is Mo typing. Mo, you won't?
You been asleep this whole time.
That's crazy. So, yeah, I just think that it's strange. It's strange. But I also don't expect everybody to have this type of thinking. Yeah, man. That's it. I
But
would have.
I was gonna say for anybody that's new that's watching, for them, what would be like the first general step? I know you said this in the beginning, but like what would be the first general step to quote unquote to like financial freedom or financial independence?
So the first thing would be you gotta have a job. You gotta have income for one. You gotta have income, and I would say with that, with the income comes affordability. So being able to invest in something. So, and just to keep it a buck, in this country, the only way you get rich or wealthy, and I mean legit rich or wealthy without being a puppet, I would say, an entertainer, an athlete, or any of these other minstrel show jobs. The only way you're gonna get wealthy and rich is either and or owning assets or producing goods and services that people want. And so owning assets would be like stocks, bonds, real estate to some degree, which will go into home ownership. Uh, but really just stocks and bonds, and maybe some other commodities uh, that can, produce income for you or interest. And just, you know, study about it. Study about, become an autodidact. If you have to go and get a professional, that will always be good. But it don't hurt to, research stuff on your own as well. But you have to own assets or create goods and services. It's the only way you're gonna be rich or wealthy in this country. So hopefully an answer.
That's definitely an answer. That's definitely an answer.
And I'm not saying there's not going to be any challenges, but you have to think about the future, especially those that have kids. You have no choice but to invest, um, unless you want to be in debt your whole life. I ain't just talking about the parent, because 9 times out of 10, the parent got student loans. Um, you try your best to get your kids into programs, help them get grants and scholarships. That way, their college can be paid for. And if they do
Right.
have to pay out of pocket, it can be very minimal. Or not pay out of pocket, period, and get a education savings plan like a Coverdale or 529 plan that you can fund for your kids. You can get UGMAs or UTMAs, which are like custodial accounts for your minors that you can set them up with. That that mitigates a lot of your issues when it comes to schooling and being able to afford it. And the thing about that is family members can fund it. You make donations for birthdays, holidays. Don't donate it to your kids' future. Costs you nothing but time to set it up. That's if you're serious. See, but and I get it, this information is not widely available to those that are in need of it. But, you got to become resourceful, man, as much as possible. Especially for single parents. You got to become resourceful and find the best ways you can to produce for yourself and for your children. It's hard out there for single parents. I know a lot of single mothers, they out here struggling. Oh, I've seen too many videos the last few months. Not being good. Affordability is really setting in. But gotta have a safe haven. Brandon said he had 6 months of savings saved up. How many other people can say the same?
And just to let everybody know out there, that was not an easy task to do. So,
Right.
I mean, the market did help me, give it granted, but that was not an easy task to do. So,
Yeah.
don't think of it like I played the market. No, I did that. I played the market, actually saved, I had the penny pinch, I had to budget to get all this stuff. So,
But you just said everything that needs to be said. You put in the work to do it. But, a lot of people just be saying, they be going on vacation or they buying Birkins or Louis Vuitton or Gucci bags, and then they get laid off, and then they making social media posts about, I can't afford my place. I can't afford my apartment, so forth and so on. But you got no emergency savings. If you're doing that, that means you don't have a 401k or you didn't fund it or any retirement account. You didn't save anything. So, and you have no assets. So, assets is your security. Savings are your security. I'm just seeing so many videos like this, bro, and I'm just like, when are you people going to get it? Like, what are we doing out here? Like stuff is not a game, man. Like
They having too much fun out here. That's the problem.
yeah, see, bread and circus is what I call it. How is it that you know more about Diddy, what Diddy got going on in his personal life than you about your own? Getting distracted with trivial things, like African Emporium used to say. Debating about trivial things and come to find out you get laid off the next day, but you making social media videos about you can't afford your rent because your job laid you off. That's some crazy work. Like I never really understood the obsession with celebrities and what they do in their lives. Like you ain't making no money from it. You're not getting paid for it. Like I get it, everybody a comment on something that happens or whatever. I get that. But people are really, you know, doing all these deep dive researches and you know so much about this person's personal life. But yet your affairs are not even in order. That's why I call it bread and circus. Keeps you distracted from the things you should be doing.
And it's funny to think about it because the way they play that stuff, it's the same thing over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They'll find some type of figure to blow out of proportion, while on the other hand, they'll do something sneaky and conniving behind your back. Like
Right.
I can say something like with Epstein. Well, what were they doing with Epstein? Or what was the thing about, or what was happening around Epstein? And I'm trying to think of that right now. It's something that did happen as far as like the market aspect of it.
Oh, okay.
Probably the PPP fraud thing was happening.
Yeah.
What else was happening around that time? They were still pumping the markets.
Yep. With all liquidity crunch.
Well, you still sleep?
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. How you gonna go to sleep on your own show?
Mo ass knocked out.
That's some wild work, boy. He probably pressed mute too. So
Oh yeah, she definitely did.
and nobody can hear her snore. That's cold. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, that's okay. But I tell you, every week somebody messaging me about, hey, I need to learn how to invest. Can you teach me? Or asking me what I think about this. Normally it's some online person talking about selling the course or some bullshit like that. I'm just like, man, that's the age we live in, man. People want quick, fast, feel good. I mean, you can get information pretty much anywhere, but when it comes to buying courses and all of that, it's just it can be misleading and dangerous. Me personally, man, go look that shit up, man. Go look it up. Which is why I was trying to get Mo to help me do a journal. Because I was gonna take the information that I get from these Federal Reserve classes I be taking, and try to combine it into like a study guide to help inform people, but also provide, steps to, to build like build a life, where you fund your retirement and, you own assets and you know what to look for. Not for nobody to become like a advisor, but you can at least be informed. Like what I was saying earlier, if you're a business owner, knowing business cycles, knowing when to buy your products, finding wholesalers and, doing your research to get the best price as possible and things like that. That way, when the economy starts to overheat, you can prepare your consumers, for what's to come and, make the adjustments needed, to keep your business afloat and, not have to do what my barber did, which was, I thought that was crazy. So, and then you can price your product, and take a little hit. Because if let's say you drop your prices down maybe 10%, and you may take a little loss, but if you bring in more customers, you can kind of make up for that. And then, when things change, then you can raise them up a little bit. Or find a way to put your business in a place where it can fit like your margins. Like if you need 50 customers to make 10 grand a month and you're going into a overheating economy, then you maybe can price your products a little bit higher, or add some more customers to hit your margins and revenue. So it's just really just important, man, just to really understand business cycles, even for a 9-to-5 worker. You got to understand that, because your company might start cutting hours, and you're going to have to adjust for that. What if they lay you off? Do you have your savings in place?
Well, I think you should have a savings.
Yeah.
Some type of savings in the beginning. You start your business. I mean, any business is going to start off in the red automatically. So, I mean, it's your goal to either get in the black or get into green within the first, 2 or 3 years.
Right.
So it's just about preparation and promotion
Yep.
in this type of economy. I mean, the idea to lessen your price to get in more customers makes more sense than, trying to do like a 50% off coupon type deal.
Right.
And if you got the time to cut more than 50 heads a day, go ahead, bang that out. Just, you know, get people coming in. And when doing that, you create, a business, a customer business relationship.
Mm.
Let's say the economy does come back up. Well, that person loves your work so much, they're still going to come back and still pay that price, or hell, they're willing to pay a little bit more to, keep
Right.
getting that quality haircut.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about strategy within a strategy.
Yep. That's it. That's it right there.
Oh, and I think this too sometimes. I mean, within the business, don't be afraid to take them hits.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you need to take the hits. Like, you're gonna take hits regardless. I mean, but
Mm.
I think you get to choose those hits. Like in your like in a sneaker game, Chris. Like, of course, obviously, you're gonna take hits on certain shoes.
Yep.
But the thing about that is you know what shoes to take hits on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh
So,
yeah. Take some hits.
uh, so I mean, you can prepare to to lower your price on a certain brand of shoe, or upsell it when you
Mm.
need be.
Yeah. That's true. You're gonna take some hits, you're gonna take some L's, but it's about mitigating those as much as possible. They're gonna happen. So, like you said, just strategize. Um, and just become better at it. Or do like, investors do all the time, hedging your risk. That's a real thing, man, to hedge.
Especially in business, because
Yep.
one day you could be up, next day you could be down. So
Yep.
I think one thing when it comes to like hedging in your business, well, what would be hedging for a business? Like, what would be the hedging factor?
Um,
Like, I think like savings would somewhat be the hedging factor, but it's not because you already pre-planned that in the beginning. I mean, but yet still, it is still a hedging factor. But like business savings, um, I think opening up an LLC and putting your money into the market might be uh, another factor as far as hedging
I
on
was
I would say like on the business aspect side.
yeah, I would say too that definitely take some profits,
Yep.
and invest that into what's was good, uh, where you can get a return, whether it's bonds, T bills, uh, maybe commodities, um, and just placing those, in those securities, and Even if you have to, you may have to, if you're a business, you may have to buy or make an item limited. But since it's a limited item, that means it's exclusive. So it's gonna be more expensive, but it's a very highly sought after item, and you can get it, and you know the customers are gonna want it, but it's limited. So it's gonna be like a first come, first serve, but it's only a limited amount. That's how they do Travis Scott's, or how they used to do it. When you make an item so limited, that's gonna have a higher resale price.
Mhm.
But what it also does, it gets the person to come back and look for something like that again.
So
But it's a hedge because it's not like you buying an item and putting it on a shelf that you want to see what it does. You know this is a hot item, and no matter what it's priced at, you're gonna get a return regardless. And since it's limited, it's gonna bring in traffic. So, and just that one item may get them to look at something else in the store, but it's a hedge because somebody is going to be willing to pay for sure. Because especially if your client, you got different clientele. You got high-end clientele who has money and that's going to buy regardless. And then you have your middle clientele, they only got to buy certain things, but they can afford this item. It's like a hot commodity. That's why I say invest in commodities.
Mhm.
It's gonna bring a return. Regardless. You'll see a lot of companies, that's what happened in 2008, man. A lot of those banks, they were investing in bad debt or junk bonds. Like, those subprime lending loans, which was very risky. Just giving people all kind of mortgages. They got 500 credit scores, didn't have the income requirements, and then they had a lot of this stuff on their books, putting them at heavy risk. So that's why, as a business, if you do decide to, invest in something is for a hedge, you got to make sure it's stable, like a zero coupon bond or commercial paper or a banker's acceptance, which is really, for foreign trade, but or T-bill, where the risk is very low. But it's going to pay you interest. So, imagine a T-bill paying 5% and you put $100,000 in it.
That's a nice piece of change.
Yeah. And even though, sales at your store or whatever, your business ain't as high, but you're not worried because you got those T-bills, all those bonds that you're sitting on, paying you 5%. and it's very liquid, even commercial paper or money market. So you just earning interest, and it's safe and it's liquid. You can pull it out when you need to, on like a high yield savings account. So that's a win right there. That's how you hedge. That's how you hedge. I wouldn't. I would say you could probably buy, depending on how the market is looking. You can probably buy maybe the S&P or the Dow Jones. But I definitely would buy T-bills and bonds for sure, especially if interest rates are high. But, you can pretty much buy those anytime. She's going to be earning interest, period.
Right.
But putting it in the market, it could fluctuate depending on the time period you're in. But, those T-bills is going to be safe. Money markets is going to be safe. And you're going to earn interest. And you ain't got to worry about taking a loss. So,
This game was provided by Chris Logic and Chris Logic Corporations. If you guys want a free consultation, hit up Chris. First 10 minutes is free. The next 5 is going to cost you.
yeah. What homeboy said, he gonna stop right in the middle of the conversation, said free trial is over. Yeah. You gotta pay for the full you gotta pay for to get full access. Yeah. So we gave y'all a lot of gems, to at least think about, contemplate on, because man, this stuff's serious, man. It's serious. It's not a joke, man. People all over this country, getting laid off, getting evicted, and all kind of stuff, man. So
But on the flip side, there's so many people who see an opportunity in this market
right,
that's making $1,000. That's just making millions of dollars every
exactly.
day and just keeping it quiet on a hush and not telling you. Like if you stroll past or if you walk in the city of Chicago for at least about an hour and a half, you probably walk by like 4 or 5 millionaires. And that's not even funny.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, like that. Yeah, and see, people in our world, you know, making $10,000, making a million, in a day happens daily. It's an opportunity. There's opportunities in our world and other people's world they don't even know.
Right.
They think, all the job is it. But we know people, we ourselves that went in and made hundreds, thousands of dollars. And, it's nothing new. No surprises.
No.
You tell people that, like, nah, man, that stock stuff is gamble, man. It's gambling. Shit. Okay. I'm gonna stay gambling then if that's what you think.
Shit, move over. Let me have your seat there. God damn it.
Yeah. And what I'm doing is working for me, and what you doing ain't working for you.
Yeah, nah,
You
you
might
work for
want,
somebody else.
yeah, you might want to start gambling there.
Yeah.
These same people going to buy a lot of lottery tickets. Probably done spent $3,000, $4,000 in a year on lottery tickets, and only made maybe $100. So you down 2,900, and I done made 30 racks from investing in trading.
Hey, I mean, it is crazy because I tell people at work and I still get that dumbfounded look. I'm like, what you talking about? It was like, it's like, what the fuck you mean? I'm telling you, I'm actually showing people my account and they
Yeah,
don't believe me still. I was like, bro, I showed you my whole account. I showed you my trading, my my trading platform I'm using, Webull,
right.
TD Ameritrade, Think of Swim. I'm showing old receipts. They still don't believe me.
Yeah,
They hit me with that stupid question like, "Why are you still here?" I mean, like, shit. I mean, I still got bills and shit, but I know how to, balance my money where I'm able to, like, honestly, if, and then I put a lot of pressure on myself too. If I really focus, I can get out of my job within a year and a half, guarantee.
right,
Probably even sooner.
right. Somebody, why you still here? Okay. Uh, yeah, trading is a motherfucking risk. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you may have the right thesis one day, but the market don't give a damn.
Nope.
So
Shit. Jerome Powell might fuck up your thesis one day.
yeah. So why I'm still here is until I can afford to take that risk completely, I'm gonna still be here for a little while. So it ain't about why I'm still here. It's about set myself up in a position to where I can leave to do this if I choose to do so.
Right.
I hate when they say that. They act like you're supposed to quit uh, just because you make a little money. Well, shit, I ain't made my annual income yet. So when I make annual income to where I can live off of it, then I'm gonna still be here. But until then, shit, like you must really don't know the math. I'm like, you can't convince people, man. They really be hung up on you still working there. If you making this money and so to speak, why are you still working here? Okay. I'm making good supplemental income. Not enough for me to quit my job. But if I had to, I could. I did it before. In fact, I went a whole year just trading. I sold shoes too, but a couple times I hit during that time period, I made enough money to take care of my bills and all of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So during COVID lockdown. So I didn't necessarily have to go back to work because I could afford my bills for like 6 months. So, and oh Lord. Mo, you up now?
You're still asleep.
No, I'm on a call.
You on a call? You been on a call this whole time? Don't be lying, boy.
Been on the call this whole time.
You guys are done?
Always been getting paid because he includes
You
his
guys are done?
when he purchased
Yeah,
t-shirts.
we can
Okay.
go ahead and close it out.
All right. I'll talk to y'all.
So